Yeah, Amit, so could you quickly brief us about your professional experience?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, one minute. Can you open your video, right? We need video on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Muhammad Amir Khan. Uh, am I talking to Roshan or Darshan?
Yeah, we both will be taking your L1 interview. Okay, so Rohan and me together, right?
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Muhammad Amir Khan, and I have 10 years of experience in IT. And since beginning, I have been working in HANA in different projects, and also got a chance to work in BW as well. So coming to HANA, so I have worked in three different implementation projects. So and I have also got a chance to work in support projects as well. So I worked in two support projects. I have created calculation views like both scripted and graphical based, and also table functions, stored procedures uh, in majority. So to develop or to meet the business requirement. Um, so my role was to take in most of the development activities. My role was to take the requirement from the business side, and with the help of functional team, with the support of functional team. So I used to understand the requirement and uh, fulfill or develop the the views to meet the requirement. Yeah. So this is a brief about myself.
Okay. Thanks, Amir. So you have made mostly your experiences on native HANA, right?
Yes. Right.
So you have also mentioned that you have done hands-on on BW. Is it recent one or
It's
BW was
it's not
first?
recent ones, like 4 years back onwards, in the beginning
Hmm.
phase of my experiences. Yeah.
Okay, it was BW, and then you have moved to native HANA,
Yes, and
right?
in initial projects, like for few of the regions, we were
Hmm.
like having the developments in BW, and in parallel we also was having like HANA, native HANA as well. So since beginning, I got a chance to like get
Hmm.
used to HANA. Yeah.
Okay,
So that's the reason.
right. And when you say BW, it is I can see that you have done BW for HANA certification,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
So have you also worked on BW for HANA project?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So so let's see, right? Can you tell any scenario where you had to go for graphical view? Sorry, SQL based view.
Yeah, so I was dealing with one of the requirement in which I was asked to display the sales orders along with the items as well. So in with item numbers, so I used to get the same orders in multiple line because of multiple line items. So business was getting huge number of data, and they were concerned about they don't want to see the same order multiple times. So what I told them is like this is because of multiple line items. So what they told me is just club all the items and display it in a single line. First the proposal went like, okay, do you want the latest item or do you want uh, the most recent, or I thought of using the rank and displaying the latest record or something like that. But they wanted all the items, and I used a string aggregation function. So that I thought of doing in calculated column in the graphical way, but somehow I was not able to do it, and I went into the scripted calculation view. So in that I used the string aggregation, the string function, and use the partition by and order by. So that helped me to fulfill that one. Yeah.
Windows functions, basically.
Not
Okay.
String aggregation. So Windows, I don't think it will come in under Windows function. So Windows are just rank, dense rank, and row number, lead, lag, right? So yeah, string aggregation function. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so in graphical view, um, what are the two ways to uh, achieve filtering?
Filtering, we simply go to the base projection node and apply our filter, right? Apply our filter on the specific field where we want to by right clicking on it and apply filter and give our hard coded filter. And the second way, what I'm thinking is to give a dynamic filter by creating an input parameter or variable, and we can achieve it by if we want a dynamic filter at the runtime.
So now, what is the difference between variable and input parameter?
Yeah, so uh, from the business standpoint, both are same. So both are used at the time of like selection criteria at the time of executing the report. If we want to give some filters dynamically, so we can use any one of them. But input parameter is better than variable because it filters the entire view dynamically, which means if I apply some filter on the plant, for example, so at the very base level, at the projection level, I'll keep that filter for plant and make it as like input parameter based filter. So what it does is when I supply some plant, for example, uh, AC50, so at the projection level, it will go and apply the filter at that level and make all my joints and all the logic only for that particular plant. So the data will be like reduced and the performance will be good. Whereas for variable, the entire view will run irrespective of whatever filter I'm giving, and while projecting the result at the output, so it will apply the filter at that time. So irrespective of our filters, the entire view, the all the data is getting executed with all my logics, joins and all. So that is slower than input parameter. That is one of the major reasons, major differences.
So you mean whenever we are using variable, the filtering will happen only after all the calculations are done.
Sorry, whenever we are using what?
Whenever you are saying whenever we are using the variable,
Mm-hmm.
all the calculations from bottom node and everything will happen, and only after that on the final data you will apply the filter. Like you have 10,000 rows and then you apply the filter and get only those required 500 rows.
Yes.
That's how the variable will work, whereas input parameter will filter out those 500 records at the very base and then do the rest of the calculation. That's what you are saying.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So there is one more very commonly used node, right? Union node.
Yes.
So which is better between union and join? Any type of join versus union, which is the better one in terms of performance?
Okay, so firstly, I'll just try to like throw some light on both the concepts. So union, if I want to use union, I'll use it when I want to club two or more result sets. But in joins, it is completely a different concept. So when I want to compare the key fields between both the tables and bring the matching records or so then in that scenarios I'll go for join. So it's up to the requirement, like if I want to club different regions of data, I'll go for union. And firstly, like I'll see my requirement and go for what node I wanted. So in terms of performance, in terms of performance, I need to check which one will be the faster. But I cannot compare, okay, this is faster, let me go with this. I need to know what is my requirement and accordingly I can choose the node.
Right. So the union node, You have used SQL, right? So SQL has two different types of union and union all. So the same thing happens via our graphical union node. So which is that graphical union? Is it union or a union all?
So when I'm using an aggregation node on top of my union node, it behaves as union, which means uh, the dimension gets grouped, and the measure gets aggregated. Whereas if I'm using a projection node on top of my union node, it behaves as it behaves as union all, which means it will project the data as it is without doing any aggregations also. Like duplicates will come up.
So have you done union pruning?
Union pruning, not really. I have just practiced that concept, but need to check that one. Yeah.
Okay. So we have different types of joins, right? Join, left join, right join, outer join, etc. So which join is by default selected when we create a join node?
If I remember right correctly, so it is an inner join.
Okay. And from performance point of view, which HANA join is preferred?
Preferred is left outer join. Yeah. So if I'm not meeting my requirement with an inner join, if I'm supposed to use the left outer join, then I need to use the left outer join. Put my table at the left side, which I wanted, like the complete records from which I wanted. So yeah, left outer join.
Okay. Now going back to the basics of HANA, we say that HANA is in-memory database, right? So
Yes.
does that need your disk storage, or it is totally working based on memory?
So it's basically if I'm talking about in-memory RAM or hard disk, so it's completely based out of server. So mostly I'll be keeping my tables in the main memory, but not completely. Yes, I can use the CPU or the secondary storage as well to store the tables here.
No, so you are saying that disk is needed.
Mhm.
Is it? Um, can you come again? What is the reason you
So
mentioned? I didn't
yeah,
understand.
as per my understanding, so the complete storage, physical storage of data, or the tables or something, so that will be taken care at the server side, and in the server, so yes, it will be maintained in the main memory, in the primary memory, the tables which are most frequently used or the important ones, and the tables which are not that important, or if we can select some tables, so to be stored in the disk as well.
Okay, got it. Fine. Darshan, you want to ask anything? Hello.
I think speaking on mute. Darshan.
Hello, Darshan. Am I audible? Okay. While Darshan is, I guess, fixing his audio or anything. So, can you tell me one thing? You said you have also created graphical uh, views, sorry, SQL based views as well as graphical, right? So, what is the difference between a stored procedure and a SQL view?
So SQL view basically does not support our DML commands, insert and all those, even DDL commands also we don't use, like creation of table and all. So the main idea of like SQL script is to meet the business requirements by selecting different fields from different tables and joining them and applying different logic into it. So that is the main idea of like creating some SQL script based CV. And when coming to some stored procedure, basically we use that to buffer our you create some buffer table. So DML commands are comes into picture in that one. So that is the thing. So I create stored procedure if I want to create some buffer table and insert data into it with the help of some logic with some joins or some select statements. So there my stored procedure comes into picture.
Okay, got it. Um, and what are the two different types of tables we have in HANA?
So it's row based and column based.
Okay. So, what is the default uh, table created when we create a table? What type of table is created by default?
So by default it is a row based table. If I want column based, I need to specifically use the column keyword after create column table.
Okay. So, when do we go for a row table and a column table?
When I want to select all the records, all the fields of a table, then I would go with row based table. But when I have some hundred fields, for example, and if I am looking for only 5 to 6 fields or minimum less fields, so then I would go with the column based.
Okay. Is that the only reason, or there are more reasons?
To my understanding, only that one. Yeah, selecting only few fields from huge number of fields, my columnar will be faster for me. Yeah, that is the only reason I can
Okay.
remember. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yes. Over to you, Darshan.
Have you worked on hierarchies in HANA?
Hierarchies, no, unfortunately, no.
Have you did a currency conversion in HANA?
Yes, I have done currency conversion.
Okay. Wow. How do we do that?
So in the semantics side, so we have an option to set our currency or do a currency conversion or unit conversion. So there we go and we put all the details which is asking there, like source currency type or target currency, the date, what if it is failing,
Where
ignore.
the exchange rates are picked up from?
Sorry.
From where the exchange rates are picked up?
So exchange rates, I think we have some table like in that we have M type or 1000. So those values from there we can take it. So we will get a drill down option while doing a currency conversion, and we can choose based on the business feedback or functional feedback. So which one to be picked.
What is your data provisioning for HANA, right? Like when you speak on HANA, right? What is your data, from where you get it?
So
Source.
we use SLT as a data provisioning, and ECC